Hey, so today I want to show you a little bit about this process of sketchbooking that I teach and the anchor pages that are part of that process, because I think that there's this resistance to doing this type of work because you can get caught up in that overthinking, like, oh my God, I have nothing to say. I can't go into a page in a sketchbook and write or paint or do anything because I don't have an idea or I don't have anything to say. And you get just stuck in this overthinking loop and you never let go of any of that stuff. And this whole process is really designed to help you let go of that stuff. So I'm going to give you a real life example that literally happened to me today. Feeling a little wobbly. My daughter is going back to college after being home for spring break, and I thought I was going to drive up with her and we were going to spend one last day together, and that didn't work out. And I don't know, I feel a little like just, that sadness, like I'm not going to spend the time with her, and those moments are becoming, fewer and further between. All that stuff of having a child or a young adult now, really, like, those strings and those attachments are stretching, which is all good, but at the same time you're like, eh. So I think that in the old days when I was drinking, or when you look at your life and see what you respond to with a drink, that might have led me to, like, okay, I'm just going to sit on my couch now tonight and drink because I'm sad. And when you're stuck in like that roller or the hamster wheel of numbing your emotions, that would absolutely be one example of when I would have done that, right? But instead, now that I am sober, I have, I've worked through all this work in my sketchbook. I turned to this process that I've created called anchor pages. And what it is, it's you're coming to the page with a feeling, with something you need to work through, and you're letting that all out on the page. So I'm going to flip my camera and show you my sketchbook and just sort of talk you through, the 5 steps that are involved in the anchor pages, and see how it works. And I swear to God, it works. Like, I did all that, felt the stuff, and then I kind of walked away and I was like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. I left it on the page, and I think you just, if you can get that out of you, and realize it is something that is just temporary, that feeling of sadness, that life will go on. So I'm going to flip my camera now and show you what I mean. Okay, so here's my sketchbook. I've put some paint on it from a previous time. I usually just sort of keep a running paint going in my sketchbook. Every time I sit down, I try to paint a few pages just to sort of always have a fresh page. So I came to this page. I put the date. I don't even know if you can see it. I stamped it down here just so that I know. And then I worked through my anchor page process, which the first step is acknowledge. So I'm acknowledging the feelings. I'm acknowledging where I am right at this moment. So I just kind of wrote, I'm feeling edgy. I'm feeling a bit sad. This is why I'm feeling edgy and sad. Name and neutralize the feelings, or what you're going through. So I'm feeling unsettled, a little sad, all these things about, growing up and parenting, which can be overwhelming sometimes. So I wrote that down. The next step is change that I want to / need to make. And I said, I just need to let myself feel these feelings of sadness. Like, that's just life. I need to just let myself sit here and feel them. And I did. And then the next step is how I am going to do this. So I said I'm going to write in my sketchbook, which helps. And then I'm also going to go and run after this. So that's another way to sort of help me process stuff and just work through things. And then, sort of just let all that go. The next step in the process is observing how this feels. And at that moment, sort of once I'd worked through those 4 steps, it all felt okay. Like, I was like, I am going to be okay. My daughter is going to be okay. Like, this is all going to be okay. So just sort of giving myself that space. And this took me, maybe 5 minutes to sort of work through. No problem. And then the last step is just rinse and repeat. So that is just you using the page, however, using these pages for different purposes, different things you're going through. And at the bottom, I just wrote this is, I just sort of summarize it like, this is just life. This is going to be my life over, you know, for the rest of time, like that constant, like saying goodbye, saying hello to my kids when my son goes. So it's just, I need to get used to it and better at, you know, working through it. And then you can totally leave this page as it is. Or if you wanted to, I mean, maybe you could, you can always like put a little bit of glue on this very edge here and then glue that in, and then it sort of hides it, if you know what I mean. And you could paint this page too, and I can show you that in another video. If this feels too raw to keep out in the open, you can totally do that. You can totally just put another page right over it. But you know, this is really not meant to be read. So don't worry about the fact that it might be hard to read. It's just meant for you to process. So I just wanted to keep that in mind too. So that is a real life example of what I worked through and how it sort of left me feeling. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.